Hi. This is a story about how my mom and dad met. And a little bit about their further story. And I think their story is just like a movie. My mom and dad met when she was 14 and he was 16. They're very old school Hispanics, so no dating was allowed until you were out of high school, or if you dated while in high school, the tradition of my family was that you quit high school because you have to become a full-time wife. My mom was a straight A student, and so was my dad. So they met December 22nd, 1980 something, and they met in a party, school party, and my mom saw him from afar and immediately told her friends, and she was like, "That's my future husband." And all her cousins laughed, and I've even confirmed with her cousins, and yep, they confirmed that that's exactly what she said. And he was best friends with her cousin, so her cousin pulled her aside and brought him over and got them to dance with each other. When everything was great, they started dating secretly. Then my grandpa found out, but then turns out he was best friends with with his dad, so it just became this whole thing that everybody loved him. But he did want to pull her out of school, but my aunt, my grandpa's sister, said, "No, you're not doing that, because she's a straight A student. There's no reason to do that." So that's what they did. And she stayed in school, and she did really good, and she graduated with straight A's, 4.0 GPA average, and everything. She wanted to go to college, and in my family, like I said, my grandma was very traditional, so my grandma said, "No, women don't go to college. You can work if your husband allows you, and you only have children and be a wife." My mom didn't want that. My mom had gotten accepted to colleges even in the States. She wanted to study. She wanted to become a civil engineer, and she wanted to become a professional, the first one in her family. And so my dad knew that. My dad had already was in college for mechanical engineering. Like I said, they were very smart. And my mom joined. And my mom was like complaining to him about, look, she doesn't want to let me go into college. And my dad said, "Well, let's get married." She was 17 and he was 19, and my mom was like, "Are you crazy?" And he goes, "Nope, let's get married. You can go to college all you want. There's no problem with me." So my mom said, "Okay." And that's what they did. My mom got married 2 days before prom. And she went to college, but then things got tough, and so it was either her drop out of college and work more, but my dad said, "No, I made a promise to you, so I'm gonna drop out of college and join the military." And that's what he did. He joined National Guard, then he went reserve, and then he went active duty. And my dad was about 13 years in, and when he was in, he was a great soldier. He loved his job. He loved everything he did about it. And my mom became a full-time wife to him and did graduate with her two associate's degrees. And she had my sister, me, and my brother. And shortly after my brother came along, that's when the Iraq War was very bad. And my dad was sent out to Iraq for a whole year, and he was there 26 days when, in December 22nd, 2005, my dad was killed in action. My mom thought it was like a cruel joke that he died the same day they met, and they had been married for 17 years when he died, and that was it for her. She still hasn't remarried. She still hasn't been with anybody else, but the love she felt for that man, it was just unspeakable. It was just true love. What she explains that it was like movie. Like everything felt like true into place, their hardships, and when everything was going great, when everything felt perfect. You know, he finally got the boy he wanted, and he was just the top of the world. They finally purchased their first house, and they purchased their first car, like straight out of the dealership, and they were just happy. They were just in perfect timing. They felt like everything was finally falling into place. They found somewhere they really could call home, and life had other plans. And my mom to this day feels like she'll never love again the way she felt. And she says it's not because of us, because she knows that we're supportive for her to fall in love again, but it's definitely for sure an emotion that she cannot explain. She says that she feels like their story isn't done yet, and it's very hard to hear, especially for her, because she deserves the world, and it's tough. And a lot of people see Memorial Day as that, and as just another 4-day, another sale, another excuse to be out of work. But to us, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that we have to feel every day. And for one day out of year, some people know what it means to lose somebody at war. It's just a different feeling, and it hurts. It really hurts. And yeah, that's my mom and my dad's story.